For the past 112 years since the movies began, comedy has made us laugh like no other genre. Whether it be the Little Tramp himself, Charlie Chaplin, Harold Lloyd performing some breathtaking stunt keeping movie audiences on the edge of their seats, or everyman character Buster Keaton, we've laughed at comedy for escapism and to forget about the bad times. Nothing dates as fast as comedy does. Only a small proportion of films survive the passing of years to impress future generations with the same impact as they did when they were first released. Comedy was, in fact, one of the very first genres in film history, starting with the Keystone Cops series, directed by the legendary Mack Sennett in 1912. Comedy is still very popular today, having more subgenres than any other kind of film that's ever existed. But there are 5 key moments that particularly stand out. 5 moments that have stood the test of time. 5 moments that are pieces of cinematic history. Over the next 10 minutes we'll be looking at those key moments and discussing just why they stand out so much. So sit back, relax, and let the projector roll. Our first scene is the stateroom scene for the classic Marx Brothers film A Night at the Opera, one of the funniest and most popular scenes ever filmed at MGM. Anytime you're in a small space with lots of people, there is always some echo of this scene.
Long or short?
You better make them short. It's getting kind of crowded in here. I don't know. This isn't the way I pictured an ocean voyage. I always visualized myself sitting in a steamer chair with a steward bringing me bouillon.
Come on, Ricardo.
You couldn't get any bouillon in here unless they brought it in through a keyhole.
I'm the engineer's assistant.
You know, I had a premonition you were going to show up. The engineer's right over there in the corner. You can chop your way right through. Say, is it my imagination or is it getting crowded in here?
I got plenty of room.
Yes?
Is my Aunt Minnie in here?
Well, you can come in and prowl around if you want to. If she isn't in here, you can probably find somebody just as good.
Well, could I use your phone?
Use the phone. I'll lay even money you can't get in the room.
How do you do?
This boat will be in New York before you can get to that phone.
I came to mop up.
Just the woman I'm looking for. Come right ahead. You'll have to start on the ceiling. It's the only place that isn't being occupied.
You can clean my shoes if you want.
Tell Aunt Minnie to send up a bigger room, too, will you?
Stewart?
Ah, come right ahead.
Hey,
Do it.
Tomaso, the food.
Been waiting all afternoon for
He
you,
comes to the
Stewart.
food. Come on.
Now we come to our second scene. It's the Little Tramp hard at work in his last ever silent film, Modern Times. This sequence, which was filmed by Chaplin himself, is a masterpiece of choreography. How could anybody forget this famous piano scene starring the genius of Tom Hanks and Robert Lodger? No wonder Big became one of the biggest blockbusters of the 1980s. This is a truly magical scene.
Chopsticks.
Now, here's somebody we all love. It's our dear old friend, Mr. Bean. Let's see if he's got the guts to jump off a 12-metre high diving board.
Okay.
Now we come to our final and probably funniest scene from the motion picture masterpiece Meet the Parents. This scene, which features the genius of Robert De Niro and Ben Stiller, was so popular that it was used to promote the film everywhere, on every poster and every magazine cover throughout the world.
Looks complicated. Now, these aren't 100% accurate, right? They're...
Well, you'd be surprised how accurate they are. They can tell fairly easily if someone's lying or not. Now I'm going to ask you some questions, and all you have to do is answer yes or no.
Okay.
All right. Let's give it a whirl. Did you fly on an airplane today?
Yes, I did.
No peeking. Did we eat pot roast for dinner tonight?
Yes.
Was it undercooked?
No, it was rare. It was a little rare for my taste. But I
I'm
would...
just kidding. I'm just... Relax, relax. The needles are jumping. Have you ever watched pornographic videos?
No. I mean, well, I don't...
Yes or no?
Today, some 112 years since the cinema began, comedy is more popular than it's ever been, with more TV shows and sitcoms than ever before. As long as there's television, radio, cinema and the grand old theatre, comedy will continue to amuse future generations to infinity and beyond, and will never lose its audience.
Well, here's another nice mess you've gotten me into.